Hey everyone, it's Mark. This is my recap for Aim to be a Pokemon Master Episode 2, Ash vs. Misty, a Seaside Showdown. This was the 1223rd episode of the Pokemon anime and the second part of this 11-episode miniseries. Let's break down what happened, then discuss the episode. So we start things off with Ash and Pikachu arriving at the seaside, and Ash decides to call out all the Pokemon he currently has on hand, with Corphish, Totodile, Rowlet, and Leavanny featuring in this episode. Corphish is pretty fired up and accidentally knocks the others into the water. Yeah, these three were pretty much just background characters in this episode, they never really did anything important. Anyways, Pikachu decides to do some fishing, and by the looks of things, he's got a bite. Yep, a Clauncher has, claunched onto Pikachu's tail, and it's a feisty one. Ash's Corphish gets into it with his fellow crustacean, and Ash decides that he wants to catch this Clauncher. But right before he can throw a Pokeball at it, a rather familiar looking lure wraps around his arm. Who casted that line? It's Misty! Misty says that she's going to be the one to catch the Clauncher, but the Water-type Pokemon escapes anyways. Instead, it's reunion time, and Psyduck thinks that Pikachu is ready to run into its arms, but actually Pikachu just wants to say hi to Misty instead. Thankfully, Leavanny is there for Psyduck, and by the way, Misty didn't seem to mind this rather large Bug-type Pokemon being around the entire episode, which is kind of a missed opportunity for an old joke if you ask me. Anyways, it's time for all the Pokemon to play, which for Rowlet just means taking a rest on Misty's head. Misty is excited to see Ash, congratulating him on becoming the world champion, and saying that his big win inspired her to go out on another journey, leaving her sisters in charge of the Cerulean Gym, which I'm sure will go just great. While this is going on, Corphish is busy calling out to Clauncher, wanting to continue their fight. This reminds Misty that she is going to be the one to catch Clauncher, and Misty explains that she has encountered this Clauncher many times before, with every single one of those meetings ending up the same way. We know what Misty is like when it comes to water types though, she's already head over heels for Clauncher, and yeah, I'm sure a lot of Pokeshippers out there would have loved to hear Misty talk about Ash this way, but nope, her heart already belongs to this random wild Clauncher. Ash is also up to his usual delusions, claiming that Corphish and Clauncher have already forged a deep bond, so he must catch it. Misty challenges him to a fishing duel, and Ash accepts, whipping out his rod equipped with a silent lure. Misty is appalled at the sight of this lure, and this friendship is dissolving right before our very eyes. Ash claims that this lure catches more fish, making it better than somebody's lure. And those are fighting words for Misty. She storms off after Ash so they can start their fishing duel. With both anglers at the ready, they each cast their lines, and this exciting showdown puts all of Ash's party to sleep, which I guess didn't take much doing for Rowlet. Meanwhile, a familiar-looking Magikarp submarine has appeared just off the coast, and Team Rocket is shocked to see the original Twerpet, but they are all too starving to pull one of their evil schemes. Back on shore, Misty gets a bite. It's Clauncher. This catches the attention of Team Rocket, whose Pokedex claims that a Clauncher's claw is not only a delicacy, but it also regrows, so it's like an unlimited food source. With everyone trying to catch Clauncher now, Misty ends up getting pulled in by the wild Pokemon, and yeah, you knew Ash was going to find this hilarious. His laughing fit is interrupted by Clauncher clamping onto his line, and Ash ends up exactly like Misty did, and I'm not giving out any bonus points for guessing what her reaction was to this. They eventually work things out so that Ash and Misty are going to have a battle to decide who gets to catch Clauncher, which apparently was the suggestion of Clauncher itself. However, before they can get the battle started, someone else hooks Clauncher. It's the lovely starving villains. Before they can properly steal Clauncher, Corphish comes over and saves the day, freeing Clauncher, allowing the two water types to team up and Crabhammer Team Rocket into oblivion, sending them blasting off again. With that out of the way, back to the matter at hand. Ash and Misty are going to have a one-on-one battle to decide who gets Clauncher, with Misty choosing to battle with Politoed and Ash going with Corphish, who shares a tense glance with Clauncher before the battle, which then, much to my surprise, transitions into a scene with love hearts. Not exactly sure what's going on here, and to be fair, both Misty and Ash are kind of confused as well. Anyways, the battle gets started with Politoed using Bounce to dodge a Crabhammer and then land some damage as well. Misty claims that her Politoed is the guardian deity of the Cerulean Gym, so much for her Mega Gyarados, I guess. She has Politoed charge up a Focus Blast next, which Corphish expertly blocks with a Metal Claw, before following up with Aqua Jet, which confuses Politoed thanks to its speed. After some back and forth dodging, Corphish lands the hit, and when Ash calls for Crabhammer to end it, I was thinking like, well, Corphish was one of Ash's strongest Pokemon back in AG. It's no surprise to me that he was able to win this battle somewhat easily. Wait a second, Politoed blocked it! With Corphish at its mercy, Politoed readies a Mega Punch and Kablamo! Corphish is sent flying, knocked out. The official judge declares Corphish unable to battle and announces Misty as the winner. This was a pretty surprising result. This is actually the first time Ash has lost to one of his traveling companions since losing to Iris in the finals of the club battle, which was 524 episodes ago. Furthermore, this was Ash's first loss in any trainer battle since his first match against Rinto, which took place 87 episodes ago, bringing an end to Ash's longest winning streak of all time. Ash offers Corphish a hug as it cries about its defeat, while Misty goes to claim her prize, catching the Clauncher. This was Misty's first on-screen capture in 1,010 episodes, with the last one coming in episode 213 when she caught her Corsola. As she celebrates her newest catch, Clauncher breaks out on its own, running over to Ash and Corphish before demonstrating a technique to Corphish, causing the two to start training. Ash and the rest of his Pokemon join in, much to Misty's dismay. While she wonders what just happened, we catch a glimpse of a certain Pokemon flying overhead. To end the episode, Ash and Pikachu are walking off into the sunset, but what's that behind them? Ash knows exactly what, or should I say who, it is, and Misty walks out caught red-handed. When Ash asks why she's following him, she acts coy, saying that she just wants Clauncher and Corphish to be together, but we all know the real answer. Ash eventually agrees to travel with Misty again, much to her delight, and the episode ends with these two old friends back together again. Oh yeah, before we fade to black, Team Rocket got blasted off by Miraidon in the after show segment. Anyways. Well, another fun, if somewhat uneventful episode. It honestly feels weird watching a lot of these calm, chill episodes after the way Journeys ended with so many big epic things happening, so it's definitely a change of pace. To me, this whole episode was just reintroducing Misty to the cast. Not sure we needed to dedicate a full episode to that, but I'm sure it'll be interesting to see her and Ash traveling together again, and I wonder if we'll see more story development between Clauncher and Corphish. We did get just a hint of continuity with Latias briefly appearing at the end, so it's good to see that the series has some connecting thread from episode to episode. With that said, if I had to rate episode 2 on its own, and I mean, I do, that's kind of my thing as someone who makes episode reviews, I'm giving this episode a 6.5 out of 10 rating. Like I already said, this was a chill episode, just some nice funny moments at the seaside along with the whole Clauncher plotline. Team Rocket's involvement was harmless, it didn't add anything to the episode, but it didn't take up much time either. The dynamic between Ash and Misty was exactly what I expected it to be. Nothing especially new or surprising happened, but it's difficult to complain about some good old fan service. What did fall a little flat was a lot of their Pokemon just getting disregarded and left in the background for the most part, so that was a slight down point for me with this episode. I know for some people, Ash losing to Misty was a major negative, which was always going to be the case when Ash loses his first battle after becoming world champion. I just can't help but laugh at anyone who genuinely gets angry at Ash losing like this. I mean, look, their opinion is no more important than mine. There is no right answer here, but for me, there was nothing wrong with Ash taking the L in this episode. If anything, I actually think it was smart to have Ash take a loss to someone like Misty. I mean, I guess they could have written Ash out of the anime without having him lose ever again, but if they were going to have him lose to someone, I think the fact that it was a fan favorite returning character, along with the fact that Ash was using a pretty random selection for his Pokemon, made this defeat way easier to justify. Misty rejoining Ash's traveling group was an interesting choice. I mean, we all kind of expected it to happen with the way they were promoting the series, and it looks like the group is going to get even bigger in the next episode as it's going to be all about Brock. Well, it's going to be all about Brock getting drawn into some forest that shares a lot of qualities with the Glimwood Tangle, and for some reason Silent is going to be there as well, so the returns just keep on coming. Let me know what you thought about this episode down in the comment section, and be sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
But couldn't you get arrested for mail fraud?
Those two are gonna wind up thanking me for this. They're not mature enough to admit it, but they really like each other.
You know what? It's exactly the same thing with you and Ash.
You must be crazy!